Welcome to course on Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. The government of India has brought up many schemes just to help the youth in India so that we as entrepreneurs can create our very own business and get the right financial assistance that we need and become successful in our field of business. Likewise, there are so many government programs available. For example, Mudra loan, where you can get a loan amount of up to 10 lakh rupees. Then we have Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, in which you can get a loan amount from 10 lakh rupees to 25 lakh rupees. And then we have Stand Up India, under which we have 25 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees. So depending on the amount or the fund that you need, or depending on the type of project that you want to start, you can go ahead and pick a scheme which suits you. So in this course, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know about Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, where the loan amount that you can get is between 10 lakh rupees to 25 lakh rupees. Now this one is a credit-linked subsidy program which was launched in 2008. Now the main aim of this program is to provide employment opportunities to the people of India. Under this program, you have to invest only 5% to 10%. Rest 90 to 95% will be provided as a loan by your bank. And not just that, the government of India is providing a subsidy from 15% to 35%. So this scheme was implemented by integrating two other schemes. One is the Prime Minister's Rozgar Yojana and then the Rural Employment Generation Program. So by joining or combining these two schemes, we have Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Now, let's talk about the 4 objectives of the PMEGP loan. So number 1, set up micro enterprises and self-employment projects in both rural and urban areas, thereby creating more employment opportunities. So the first main motive behind this PMEGP loan is so that they can create employment opportunities to people who are living in both urban and rural areas. So if you as an entrepreneur want to start a business right now and you need funds for that, then PMEGP loan is the loan scheme for you. Number 2, to provide opportunities for ethnic craftsmen or artisans and unemployed youth to create self-employment avenues. So if you are very skilled and let's say you are staying in a rural area and you know for a fact the business idea you have will be very good if you started in the rural area, then you can create employment opportunities for yourself by starting your very own business. And not just that, by starting your very own business, you're going to provide employment opportunities to few more people in your rural area. Number 3, provide sustainable employment, especially for ethnic artisans, to prevent rural youth from moving to urban areas searching for work and to ensure employment throughout the year for seasonally employed people. So a lot of us nowadays, if we are staying in a rural area, then we want to move to an urban area in search of work. For example, if you're staying in a rural area and you want to become a content writer, obviously there are not going to be companies in your rural area. For that, you'll have to move to the urban area or a metropolitan city. To put an end to this, to make sure that your village or your town has all the types of businesses, so that you will create your very own business, whatever business that you want in your very own city, and thereby providing employment opportunity to yourself and to other people. That is one of the main motives of Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Last but not the least, number 4, increase the growth rate of employment in urban and rural areas by increasing individual earning capacity. So, if you avail funds from this program and start your very own business, it will increase your earning capacity. And not just that, when you start your very own business, you're going to be employing many more people, thereby increasing the growth rate of employment in India. So these are the 4 objectives. Now, to avail the loan under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, you will have to come up with a project and a project cost. Now, let me tell you how this project cost works and how it's being funded. So let's take a look at this table. So if you belong to the general category, then your own contribution should be 10% of the project cost. For example, if 100 rupees is the project cost, then 10%, that is 10 rupees, must be coming from your own pocket. And then 90% is being provided by the bank. That is 90 rupees is being provided to you by the bank as a loan. And even in that, You get a subsidy rate, that is, if you're staying in the urban area, then you will get 15% subsidy. But if you're staying in a rural area, then you get up to 25% subsidy rate. So imagine, in that 90 rupees, you are getting 15% subsidy, which is 75 rupees. So 75 rupees will be the effective amount and 75 rupees is the amount that you're going to repay back to the bank. Rest you don't have to repay. And not just that, the interest will also be calculated on that 75 rupees. So this is how the calculation works under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Now let's take a look. If you belong to the special category, then you will have to make a own contribution of 5%. And 95% of your loan amount will come from your bank. And even in that, you're getting a subsidy. From urban area, you can get up to 25%. And if you're staying in the rural area, then you can get up to 35%. Now let's take a look at the loan quantum. That is, if you're going to be starting a business under the manufacturing sector, then you can avail a loan amount of up to 25 lakh rupees. But if you want to start a business under service sector, that is like a gym or a beauty salon, then you can get a loan amount of up to 10 lakh rupees under the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Now let's talk about self-investment. So maximum, if you are coming from a plain area, then maximum you'll have to invest 1 lakh rupees. And if you're coming from a hilly area, then you have to invest 1.5 lakh rupees. And this is the maximum project cost. Now coming to the loan tenure. So the loan tenure will range from 3 years to 7 years. And not just that, because of this current pandemic situation, you get a moratorium period of 6 months under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Last but not the least, but the most important information, the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program's interest rate. So the interest rate might vary anywhere between 11% to 12% per annum. And not just that, the Interest Subsidy Eligibility Certificate Scheme grants concessional interest rate of 4%. Now, you might be wondering, which sectors can avail the loan under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program? So let me tell you that. Number 1, agro-based food processing. Number 2, service and textile. Number 3, forest-based products. Number 4, handmade paper and fiber. Number 5, rural engineering and biotech. Number 6, mineral-based products. And number 7, polymer and chemical-based products. So if you are planning to start a business in any of these sectors, then you are definitely eligible to apply for a loan under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. Now let's talk about the eligibility criteria if you want to avail this loan. Number 1, the applicants must be at least 18 years old. Number 2, applicants' minimum educational qualification must be standard 8th pass out. Number 3, self-help groups not availing the benefits of any other social welfare scheme. So if you belong to a self-help group and you have not availed any other benefit from any other social welfare scheme, then you are also eligible. Number 4, charitable trusts. Number 5, societies registered under Societies Registration Act of 1860. Number 6, cooperative societies involved in the production business. And last but not the least, number 7, loan facilities is available only for new ventures. That is, if you want to start a new business from scratch, then you can very well go ahead and avail a loan under PMEGP. But if you already have a business and need extra funds to fund that business or working capital or any other purpose, then you are not eligible to apply for this loan. Now let me tell you about the PMEGP loan details. So number 1, the bank sanctioned funding up to 90 to 95% of the project cost. So like I told you before, if your project cost is 100%, the bank will provide 90 to 95% of that project cost as loan. Number 2, so on this loan, whatever the bank is offering you, on this you get government subsidy from 15% to 35%. So 15% to 35%, that depends on which area you stay. Is it rural area or is it urban area? Or are you from the general category or the special category? So that depends. Number 3, the remaining 60 to 75% is provided by the bank as term loan. So after the subsidy is minused, whatever amount that you have to pay, that is provided to you as a term loan. Number 4, interest rates are regular, which varies between 11% to 12%. And last but not the least, number 5, the repayment tenure is between 3 years to 7 years. And on that, you also get moratorium period of 6 months. So far in this module, I've given you a brief introduction about Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program and the objectives. Now, in this course, you will be learning about the features, subsidy and interest rate about PMEGP. Then we will get to the eligibility criteria and documentation required. Then we will look into the sectors which can avail the loan under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program and the banks that provide the loan. Then we'll show you practically how to apply for the loan either online or offline. Then we'll also give you a few tips on how you can get the PMEGP loan and how to track your application online. Then we'll show you the PMEGP loan calculation, how it's calculated, that is how much contribution you're going to put, how much the bank is going to provide you, and how much subsidy you're getting from the government. And last but not the least, we will end it with the frequently asked questions when it comes to Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program. So in the next upcoming module, I'm going to tell you the features, the subsidy and the interest rate. So I will be waiting for you guys in the next module. Let's go.